Yeah, we need to identify currently where the break in the chain is, and I can look at this, and you can only find a break in the chain by looking at the numbers, because if you start putting the emotion there going, oh, I feel like we're getting heaps of leads, or I feel like they're doing good sales calls, but if the numbers aren't, it's, you know, it was like when I was talking to another client, I said, what's your conversion rate on the phone? He goes, oh, about 70-80%. I said, okay, cool, let's map out your last 20 calls that you had and go through how many of them actually converted, and it worked out it was 25% conversion.
Yeah.
You know, but he felt like it was good and it was working, but it's like, well, it's not. You need to get real with the numbers. And what I want to do is, you know, start every single morning. Not for us just to sit down and have a chat and fucking hang out type thing. It's more like go through a pretty structured process where what I want to do is I want to go around and I just want us to share, you know, a win from the day before, and then what projects we currently have on now and what do we need to be doing to move them forward. Because there are so many working parts, so many different things, so many ideas we have, they can just get lost in transit. So it's always good just to come back and reflect and look at what's currently happening, what are our core focuses for the business to move forward, and then of course, where does any of us need any extra help or any extra training or anything to help ourselves move forward. Looking for trainings around content creation and content curation and publishing, etc. If you go to the members area and you look under training and resources, go to the PR publishing process. So if you look under PR publishing, there's a heap of trainings under there. Have a look at those, and if you have any questions, obviously let us know from there. So one of my clients just sent through a photo of an entire 12-week plan mapped out on you know, what we like to use. You probably see it a lot as, you know, a nice A3 big pad. Can't go wrong with an A3 pad. So when it comes to creation of products and services, I always, from the brain, pad, pen, pencil first, and then transfer that into more of a structured process. And one thing that I mentioned just there is, for every single module that you have a part of your course or a program product, is I always like to have a column, and you know, the column being what's the purpose. So what's the purpose of actually adding that part into your program? Like a lot of people just add stuff in just for filler, but it's like, what's the actual purpose? Why are you having that piece in there? It just, again, allows you to create the best quality product and service you can. So. First thing, when you're saying you got 100, then you got 30, and then 5. But these are all people that have come through. Here's what I'll do to track that, so you know where the actual cost is coming from. Is you've obviously, you know, you got your opt-in page, which then they go to this page, then they go to more detailed form. Is you need to set your tracking pixel up, so your Facebook tracking pixel actually needs to go on this thank you page. Because what you're doing right now is you're tracking the front end, which doesn't matter about the front end. It's like, what you'll see though is your conversion will go up, obviously, cost per conversion, because it's only tracking these 30, not the 100. So that's what I'll do there. Then you're actually getting a real testament to what it actually comes down to. Yeah, we need to identify currently where the break in the chain is, and I can look at this, and you can only find a break in the chain by looking at the numbers. Yeah, because if you start putting the emotion there going, oh, I feel like we're getting heaps of leads, or I feel like they're doing good sales calls, but if the numbers aren't, it's, you know, it was like when I was talking to another client, I said, what's your conversion rate on the phone? He goes, oh, about 70-80%. I said, okay, cool, let's map out your last 20 calls that you had and go through how many of them actually converted, and it worked out it was 25% conversion. You know, but he felt like it was good and it was working, but it's like, well, it's not. You need to get real with the numbers. What I would go and do is I would go and look at each of these emails and check out what was the percentage open rate. Because even just changing a subject headline may totally transform your sequence. Because there would be very little people who actually go in, look at and go, oh, that email 2 opens at 48%. By just changing that can totally transform the entire thing. For most people, you'd be lucky to get 50% people actually even open the first email.
Yeah.
Which is, it's mind-boggling, but that's where we go and look at there first. We go and look at where in the sequence, because your other option is, and this is what most people do, fuck it, I'll just write an entire new sequence. So you don't want to write an entire new sequence. There could be just this email subject line. You might test 3 different options. And this is where you can, when you get down to full-time marketers on your team, it's like part of your procedure is to test every single week, or for every, 200 people that come through the funnel, we're going to change, or every 100 people that come through the funnel, we're going to change the subject line to increase the conversion. So that's what I'd look at first and foremost. Because that's the only way you're going to figure out what emails really aren't working. Monday the 3rd, Traralgon. 4th is Melbourne. 5th, Adelaide. And the 6th, we're in the GC, representing the GC. I'm not live.
What is going on here?
Yeah, no, a bit better than that. How we doing? It's Brett Campbell here, creator, founder of the Authority Academy, and I'm coming live to you right at this moment because I have a very special opportunity for you. Maybe you're currently using social media, maybe you're using Facebook and you're not getting the results you want. If any of that rings a bell to you, then this is definitely something I'd highly recommend you getting along to. Doing it, and doing it well. See, the beautiful thing is, like, that didn't cost a cent.
How much do you charge for your time?
Too much, mate. I don't charge for my time. I charge for my knowledge. You're welcome. So I just post that. Now what I'll do is go into my ads account and I'm going to put that message and target Traralgon, Melbourne, Gold Coast and Adelaide. Man, it's just like that.
That's a lot.
Just like that. Huh?
So using the live as a ad post.
Yeah.
Great.
So we roll, man. I was talking about, I talked about this morning with the team, is, looking at celebrating your wins on a daily basis. Like at the start of each day, before you kick off, go, okay, what did I do yesterday that would substantiate a win? Something that gives you a little bit of momentum to go, cool, I'm achieving. Because what we can do is we could put so much time, effort, energy and focus into looking at the stuff we didn't do, which is what most people do. Right? Like, I've got a list about a kilometre long right now, and that's using size 6 font, right? So it's a long list. And at the end of today, I could literally, like even right now, there's a part of me that I feel like I've done nothing today, right? Because I feel like I've still got so much, but guess what? I do have so much still to do. But if I stop and look and give myself 60 seconds to stop and think about, well, what have I done today? You actually be surprised at what you can get achieved. So here's your options. You can do what we would perceive as hard work mentally. And again, I'm not playing it down because look, I have challenges as much as everyone has challenges. This last almost 2 weeks has been a challenging nightmare for me with many things. Essentially starting a new company as well. So I've been doing everything from scratch again. So I totally get where you're at with that at the moment. Planning. I've just sat in front of a Google Calendar for the last 2 hours, and I'm looking at the calendar and I see like 6 things on it. But it's all part of the figuring out what's right, what's not. So you can create the system so it just becomes easier to work. Never had this issue on this computer in 5 years. As soon as Chris sits down.
That's how Macs are designed. I know they've got like a time period and then they just so you have to upgrade.
Sort of like videographers, they've got about a month lifespan. And they die and you upgrade. It was interesting, just had a conversation today about celebrating your wins and not letting your to-do list overpower the done list. And I'm sitting here on the couch and I'm going, shit, I've still got so much to do. But that's that thing, you know, it's not until, like let's say you're building a house, it's not until you put your roof and windows and it's like secured that you're like, yes, you almost feel like that's your first stage. But you got to celebrate every component of it, you know, the frames going up, the cladding, the windows get put in, the kitchen. It's been a big day. Because we've had a few roadblocks, there was a few tasks that I would have hoped to actually have done today, which I haven't. But the reality is sometimes you've either got to work longer to get them done or just face the facts that tomorrow's another day and we'll get them done then. Later.